Alright, yeah guys, and welcome back to some more Magic Arena. We're going back in for the weekly series once again, and we're going to be playing our Erstwhile Mastery list. So without further ado, let's not waste any time, let's get into the games, and I'll see you there. Alrighty then, we're in, and we're going to be on the play. One lander, speaks for itself for the most part. It's actually one land off of being good though, which is the weird part. We're going to mulligan it though, and this one's fine. Yeah, we got a turn 1 duress, we get to see what we're up against. I'm going to bottom that. I'd like removal. I think we actually do go for the turn 1 duress. Oh boy. Okay, well, take Chemisters. Hello. It's the best card that we can really take. Cry of the Carnarium and Kaya's Wrath are basically going to do nothing. So our opponent's hand is just lands, which is cool by me. Also, sadly, all of our removal is equally dead, so this is going to be an interesting matchup, to say the least. Because neither of us are going to be doing very much. I'm going to be cantripping, and my opponent's going to be drawing removal and passing. It's just going to be a land go for quite some time, I imagine. Mortify is good. That does hit the Searcher's Canter, so not too bad there. Also Thief of Sanity if they are, for some reason, running it in their main. It's a sideboard tech card most of the time, though. Well, a Spare Duress says that I should just go and check what's going on over there. Yeah, get rid of Teferi right now. Happy for that. So they've got a Chemister's Insight. They can fire off. If they do that, I'm probably going to duress them again to see what they're up to over there. But they don't, so it's going to be an end-step Chemisters here. Probably discard a land. Maybe a board wipe, actually. No. They don't really know what we're doing, so they'd probably want to keep board wipes in hand just in case. Mastermind's Acquisition's a good one. I really need to find out what's on over there, though. Because if they got a Teferi in hand, I'm going to be upset. Well, this was a whiff. And that's usually why you actually hold off on your duresses for a while. So that was a mistake, I guess, in hindsight. In practice, I'm not so much. Not so sure about that. So they do run Thought Erasures from time to time. I've missed my land drop, which is the worst. But we only know about one unknown card, so as long as it's not a counter, then I'm going to go into the sideboard and I'm just going to go get the Immortal Sun, I think. We could also get Ixalan's Binding, but it just dies to Mortifiers, which this deck runs, whereas Immortal Sun shuts it down and does not. We could also use the Sorcerer's Spyglass for pretty much the same thing. That might be worthwhile, actually, going for the Sorcerer's Spyglass. It's something that we can resolve next turn, which has the least chance of being countered. So, tap land, go. We got a land drop, which is awesome. That's exactly what we want. Let's see if this resolves. So, they've just got removal. We're going to name Teferi Hero of Dominaria. So they can't activate that Planeswalker anymore. Already got rid of one, but I'm pretty sure there's 4 in there. So, their alternative win cons are probably something like Chromium, which we can deal with easily. So they're going to need like a Nova in their list, which most of these Esper lists now run just Kaya's Wrath on their own. So the likelihood of that resolving is pretty... Let's go to sideboard. Let's go get Immortal Sun if we can. I think they've just drawn into a counter spell. Yeah. Negates in the main, wow. Okay. I could see that as a one-off, I suppose. Yeah, I was just going to go get the Immortal Sun so we could double lock. Consecrate, consume. I'll save that until they go something like Chemister's Insight, and then I can exile it out of their graveyard. There's Search for Canter. Well, for that reason, I might also remove some cards in their yard. I suppose we have the Mortify, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's the best use that we've got of that card. Another dead card. Okay. We've basically got two useful cards here, the Contempt and the Consecrate Consume. And land drops are fine. I wouldn't mind seeing a Reliquary Tower, because that means that we can just do nothing with our turn and we don't have to discard hand size, which is not something our opponent can do. Yeah, let's just make a land drop. There's an argument to leave your land drop, because we can Fall of the Thran them with our next Masterminds acquisition, but we've used 2 already, so I literally have to force the third one through if I really want it. Let me land go. So my opponent will eventually lose this if they don't do anything, because they've drawn more cards than us. As hilarious as that is. Land go. Yeah, I might start not making my land drops from this point forward. There's Chemisters. Let's see if they go with the Chemisters again, because they can respond to this with the Chemisters, which means that it's not really an opportunity for me to counter it. In fact, it would counter ours. But if they went for one here, maybe. Okay. Help yourself. They probably take the Contempt. I have a hard time seeing them take Consecrate unless they really have some sort of graveyard synergy. Like flipping as Canter. Yeah, take Vraska's Contempt. And Bin Teferi. I don't think they've got an answer to this Spyglass. And now they can take... Well, we're going to give them the opportunity to take Consecrate, I guess. I'm assuming it's the pick for them. I don't really want to top deck Lich's Mastery and then have them take that instead, because we can resolve Lich's Mastery next turn, and I probably will if I get the opportunity. And we don't. Who knew? Spyglass alone would cover this game. Oh dear. Yeah, let's just hold lands. It's unknown cards at this point as well, so future Thought Erasures and Duresses. They just can't help themselves but try to find out what's going on over there. They take a Kaya's Wrath, which says to me that they actually have... another Teferi. They have creatures in here. Mortify's really good. What a thrilling matchup this is going to become. This is basically how Esper Control goes, though. And surprisingly, every time it's gone this way, I've won. So, we'll see. I have mostly... Ooh, Reliquary Tower, that's good. I have mostly played it in the best of ones when we've had this matchup. But Reliquary Tower is basically the game ender. Because my opponent starts discarding town size and I don't. So even if they get rid of this Sorcerer's Spyglass now, they've gotten 3 of their 4 Teferis into the graveyard. Maybe they've got Eldest Reborns, that's a possibility. They're waiting for me to drop a win con so that they can Eldest Reborn it. Yeah, you see, they're discarding town size and there goes the 4th Teferi. Good stuff. Alright, pass. So they're discarding town size, we are not. Which means we hold card advantage over them. They discard. That's a removal spell. Let's just put Kaya's Wrath over here. It's 5 cards they don't know about now. Discard to hand size. Another Kaya's Wrath. We pass the turn. Oh dear. Yeah, looks like they're passing and discarding. They get to fill up with gas, sure, but who really cares? Like, they're not really getting anything out of this. There's a Kaya Orzhov Usurper. I guess that's a problem. Can't exile my Spyglass though, because this costs 2 mana. And the minus is only for 1. I don't know why they made this so low. But, yeah, we're going to start exiling from our graveyard. So they do officially have a way of winning this game. Got 17 turns to do it. We need to find out Vraska's Contempts. Because this Immortal Sun is never resolving. So I need to bait out some counters so that I can try to kill Kaya, they counter. We try to drop Immortal Sun. They either counter or lose at that point. Yeah, just take some more cards.
Funny, that's what I do.
We also gain an absurd amount of life with our cantrips as well. So Kaya ulting, currently she's only doing it for 4. It'd be 6 when she gets her ult opportunity. And they've got 16 cards. As long as I start hitting my cantrips eventually, then there's no real issue. Because it'll take her 5 turns to get into a state where she can ult again. Which is more than enough time for me to gain life. But good to know she has a main board Kaya. Discard to hand size. Yeah, there's a Revitalize. So we're going to cast that. Get a Plains. Pass the turn. Let's organise this hand, shall we? Because I don't think they're going to be duressing me anytime soon, so... The eye kind of gives away what they know anyway. Let's get all of our lands over here. And then... pretty much all of our dead cards are over here. We have a lot of them, but so does our opponent. And our opponent's losing them, and we're not. We're at 14 cards, we're at 27 life. They're currently... yeah. We're in a reasonable spot to... ooh, Lich's Mastery. So that eats a removal spell. Or a counter spell. Almost certainly. Also gives up the game that we're playing. How many counter spells do you reckon they've drawn at this point? This is why I want duresses. They've only used a negate this entire game. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Well, we'll pass. We also don't want to drop Lich's Mastery down when Kaya can ult. She's eating our graveyard, which means that our life total is very, very, very low. And that lose life will actually probably make me start exiling cards out of my hand, which we don't want. We want like a big burst of attacking Kaya here. Gets rid of Kaya's Wrath. And for that reason, I think I'm going to start dropping lands as well. Because we'll want to do a lot in our turns when we get all of our gas. So I'm just going to play the land he knows about. He only knows 3 of the cards in this hand. It's pretty crazy. Alright, he's out of stuff to eat. We just don't have to play anything anymore, and Kaya can't exile anymore. She can exile stuff from our own graveyard, but this literally targets the player who has the cards in the exile. So she can 11 me. Ooh, there we go. There's Lich's Vraska's Contempt. So we have a Contempt into an Immortal Sun. I'm not too interested in that. Kaya's got nothing to do. By playing cards, I give her something to do. So, you can 11 me, if you really want. Yep, wants to 11 me.
Feel the pain of every outcast thing.
Takes us to 16. They've got 11 cards, so 11 turns to win this game. I'm pretty confident they can't do that. In the Moment of Craving, that's a dead card. Let's put that over there. We're not actually really drawing any of our good cards in this matchup either, which is very annoying. There's one more Vraska's Contempt. Maybe... did I put 3 or 4 in here? I can never remember.
I hope you've said your goodbyes already.
Alright. So, let's Contempt. Now that she's activated. This will eat a counterspell. Yep, there's the Absorb. So we're happy for that to happen. More lands, please! Come on now. Yeah, we can drop the Immortal Sun, but there's no way it resolves. So we pass. Fortunately, we tick up now and we've given him another one, so he gets to 12 us this time. Where's all my cantrips? Where are they? We've hit 1 Ritual and 1 Revitalize. There are several of them in this deck. I literally just need to cantrip into them long enough for 10 turns worth of minuses and pluses on Kaya. Thought Erasure. Go for it. Gonna take the Immortal Sun. That's the 4th and final Thought Erasure. Yep, there it goes. Yeah, we tried to take the one out of our sideboard so we'd have another Immortal Sun, but unfortunately didn't really manage that.
I'm really good at banishing things.
Can see that. 9 cards. If we actually draw anything other than lands, we're going to be probably winning this game. But that requires us to actually draw anything beyond lands. I'm assuming he's going to keep ticking up. Yeah.
And hit the road.
Keep ticking up until the exile meets our life total, which is currently 13 of 16. We add 1 extra point of the damage that Kaya does whenever we revitalize, but we gain at least 3 and draw a card. There we go. Alright. So we do this on their end step so that they don't get to target anything here. Look how many cards they've discarded. This is fantastic. Go down to 3.
Is coming back to haunt you.
It's going to be touch and go. We do need to threaten Kaya a little bit more. 7 more cards means that they are going to get 1 more exile out of us, so I really need these revitalizes to hit other revitalizers and take us way above 13 in terms of life total, which is probably exactly why my opponent's going to counter there. Vraska's Contempt. You have another counter? Yep. Alright, we actually might lose this one. Because we've just drawn pretty crappy. I suppose there's always the chance that we just draw Awaken the Erstwhile and resolve it. And just win on the spot. Since they've been using all of their counter magic. It's now up to 15. The next Kaya is lethal, so we've got 2 turns to figure something out. Moment of Craving, another dead card. So many good cards in our deck, just not finding them. We are tech to beat creature decks, though, if it wasn't very apparent. So, not too many surprises there. I mean, we literally should and will drop Lich's Mastery here. It baits out counters. We're going to die to Kaya anyway. And if we draw any card draw, then we get to draw extra cards, find our Awaken and win. Lich's Mastery is actually not part of the plan anymore. So this is purely for counter bait. There's Chemisters. Gonna draw to 1 card. I think actually my opponent might have killed themselves. They tick up. So that this deals 17. We've got tons of cards in hand and we can eat our lands. Yeah. He's got to like deal way more than my exile pile in terms of damage now. If this resolves. Oh my god. Alright then. That was pretty good. Okay, against this list. So, we can bring in the extra duress, the drill bits. We can bring in Fall of the Thran, Eldest Reborns versus Teferis. Lich's Mastery is usable, but against the Esper lists, we don't really want to give them Unmoored Ego targets. So, if they do name Lich's Mastery with Unmoored Ego, we want to leave the other one in the sideboard. Definitely want the other Immortal Sun. Definitely want the Spyglass. We want to bring these in because if we do, we don't have to resolve Acquisition to play them, essentially. And if we find Acquisition, we can go into our main deck and grab them instead. So let's go down some of the removal. I'm going to keep all of the board wipes, I think. All of the Moment of Cravings are going to go. We want to keep enough in to deal with Chromium and Thief of Sanity. And that's about it. So, Consecrate Consume was fine. That deals with Chromium as well. We've got the Vraska's Contempt for Planeswalkers, Kaya's Wrath, Mortifies, Settles. We've got probably too many spells here that deal with creatures. But we want to keep in a few, though, because they always bring them in. And I want a few that don't target as well, because of Chromium. I think we go down 1 Lich's Mastery. In case of Unmoored Ego, it just immediately whiffs. And 2 more cards. 1 Wrath. And let's go down... These are good against Searchful's Cantor, so they still hit some good stuff. They also hit Eldest Reborn. I think it's just... It's probably just another Wrath. Try it like that. 4 Contempts, 4 Mortifies, 2 Wraths. Should be more than enough for the creatures that they bring in. And little enough that we shouldn't really whiff either. We got the Duress, Consecrates, so that we can start eating whatever we duress. It sounds fine. It needs a 3rd land for Ritual, and then we got the Vraska's Contempt for the first Teferi. Yeah, let's take it. If I can get down that Sorcerer's Spyglass again, good God. That'll win us a game. Alright, let's duress them. Thought Erasure, Eldest Reborns. I guess I just take their Hand Disruption, though. The first one takes Vraska's Contempt, and the rest of the hand isn't that good anymore. So I guess maybe it's Eldest Reborn. Just because it allows them to get back Planeswalkers. Then again, if I let them Thought Erasure my Vraska's Contempt, that probably wants to be it. I don't really want them to go back in for a second pick. And Eldest Reborn's quite a ways away. Having 6 discard spells in our deck should cover it by that point. Yeah, so they take Contempt. It's the only card that actually does anything versus their deck at this given time. And now we can Consecrate, take some stuff away. This probably is the Consecrate. Let's take it now. Take your Thought Erasure. Keeps the Azcanta count down as well. I was kind of hoping for a land there. But it's better than nothing, I suppose. Shocks in. Told Open Absorb. Okay, well, land and pass. Absorb or Sinister Sabotage. I'm just going to eat their graveyard again. It's not really worth countering, so they're completely wasting their time by holding up mana, but I'm assuming that they don't really have a better option. Awaken the Erstwhile. Not blown away by seeing that. I think I'll Ritual. They know about it, and it's a cantrip, so I can make my land drop. Sweet. That's exactly what I wanted. Hitting your land drops on time is pretty key. Okay, they can take Contempt again. Or Awaken the Erstwhile. I'm sure they haven't seen that card before, so most people who see something they've never seen before immediately get quite disturbed. I am going to go Mastermind's Acquisition here. Hopefully they don't have a counterspell, but they held one up, so yeah. No surprises there. I was just going to go dig for the Sorcerer's Spyglass, because if I managed to resolve that next turn, game was probably over. Again. Alright, play land, pass the turn. There's a few things that I could hit on 3 that I'd want to cast there, but I can do it next turn. I can do it right now. Let's Revitalize. Oh, there's the spell I wanted to hit. So, Sorcerer's Spyglass. Lyra, there you go. We got a creature. I'm going to name Teferi again, because Teferi can deal with the Spyglass. And now if they play Lyra, we can Eldest Reborn it. I imagine they're going to hold off because they know we have this Mortify and they want to at least take it from us. Do I want to Revitalize right now? I guess so. If I hit, like, Immortal Sun and a land, then I'm going to be pretty happy about that. Reliquary Tower. Yeah, ecstatic about that. Alright, well, pass the turn. And now because we have the Awaken the Erstwhile, it's a legitimate threat because we have the Reliquary Tower. Should have made my land drop there, actually. I'm pretty sure that was correct. It's fine, though. Ooh, Lich's Mastery with 9. I don't think I need to play it. Yeah, just make our land drops until we have a reasonable count. And then hold off, because we have the Fall of the Thran in the main now. By doing nothing, we're forcing our opponent to make the first play. And as many of you may know from previous matchups that I've recorded of Control, the person who usually makes the first play in a Control mirror ends up losing. So it's a game of patience. Unfortunately for our opponent, I have no patience. Well, I have all the patience in the world, shall I say. Because Reliquary Tower doesn't really force my hand. Another Eldest Reborn. Cool. So we've got plenty of answers to Chromium, plenty of answers to Lyra, plenty of answers to Kaya. Teferi's gone. Pretty sure everything's done here. It's not the most entertaining match that you ever see, but I find it personally quite hilarious that this is how you win a Control mirror. You just do nothing, and they lose to themselves. Chemisters. Dump their Wrath. The more Wraths that we see them dump as well, the more likely it is that we can Masterminds for Josu Vess as a win con. And also when we do go for Awaken the Erstwhile, there's less likely that they'll top deck it. Do I want to make my land drop? Yeah, probably. There's enough unknown cards in my hand that makes them curious enough to Thought Erasure me. There's Thief for Sanity. Alright, so we'll fight over that. Can't be allowed to live. So we're going to Mortify, and they are 100% going to fight me over that with a counterspell. Yep. So we'll Mortify again. They'll do it again, because they want to resolve this Lyra. So they're thinking by getting rid of all of my removal spells in this manner, that they can resolve a Lyra. And we all know that's not the case. Ooh, Teferi. That's a pretty good card to get with Eldest Reborn. If we can get to the 3rd chapter on this bad boy. Alright. Eldest Reborn. Probably should have tapped my Colorless there, because I can Kaya's Wrath, but it doesn't really matter. They can Mortify, but they've already lost their Thief. Yeah. I want to save the next Eldest Reborn to kill Lyra. So I'm just going to pass. Hold my lands. I have enough now. There's Eldest Reborn. Okay. So we need an answer to that. We've already used, what, 2 of our Mortifies? The worst thing that they can get is a Thief of Sanity anyway. So we're not too upset by that. We actually can't take the Teferi, because Sorcerer's Spyglass is a synchronous effect, which means that we can't use Teferi either. So that's something that I kind of glossed over. We could go for Awaken the Erstwhile. We'd get 5 tokens, they'd get 3, but I don't think it's worth it. I think we'll just pass, discard a card to Eldest Reborn. It's going to be a Plains. We know they don't really have Field of Ruin in there because they drew their entire deck and never played it. But keeping the Reliquary Tower nonetheless is pretty good. Alright, well, Drill Bit. 3 mana discard spell, better than nothing. Gets a counter out of them if they've got one. Otherwise, we know 3 cards in their hand, so we know what to play around. Oh, I think that's the 4th Sinister Sabotage. 1, 2... 1, 2, 3, actually. 3 Sinister Sabotage. We know they've got at least 1 Absorb. Did we see 2? Maybe. Alright, they get Thief of Sanity. So it's time to start fighting over that. Depends on the extent that we have to commit to fighting over this, whether or not we come out on top. Because we absolutely cannot let it live. That is a given. We're going to play the Reliquary Tower as well. It needs to die. The problem is, the more I fight over it, the more likely Lyra is to live. But Thief of Sanity gaining card advantage is also very bad for us, so it's something that we have to get rid of So this might be... Yep, this is going to be Lyra. We've got a nice life buffer of 30, though. So we can go digging. I actually will drop Lich's Mastery here. Because I think we just win off of that. If this resolves. Do they have the counterspell again? Because we just Ritual, draw a ton of cards, awaken, win. Or draw a ton of answers, at the very least. Devious Cover-Up is a card that they are playing. Interesting. Puts tons of counters and hand disruption in there. Alright. That's not something I expected to play around. But I guess they had it. Alright. Play Ritual. There's Kaya's Wrath, that's wonderful. Alright. Pass the turn. Yeah, we were literally resolving that away from winning, unfortunately. Ooh, Immortal Sun. Alright, so... Kaya's Wrath. See if this resolves. If they fight over it, we get to drop the Immortal Sun. Thank you. Let's see if they're good enough to draw more. Nope. Alrighty then. Now we're drawing extra cards than our opponent every turn. Take another 5. It is a must deal with threat, but right now we can take it. Spare Immortal Sun and a Mortify. That's really good. Alright, pass the turn. We always want to kill things on their turn because it forces them to tap out, so if we untap and want to do something, then we absolutely can. So, we're going to fight over this. Kill Lyra. Buys us a hell of a lot of time. And they need to have another threat now, otherwise the game's just going to go on far too long. Nezahal! Okay. That's a card. Well, we got Vraska's Contempt. Huh. I mean, if I Contempt, they discard the card that they draw and then all 3. But it leaves them empty-handed, means this Awaken the Erstwhile is more powerful. I do it on their upkeep, though. Because if they have a counter, they can do it right now anyway. But this taps them out on their turn. So, draw a card. This is our best hope, really. They either discard 3 or they counter. Teferi, land. Wow. Their hand was garbage. Alright. So they get to keep Nezahal, and they draw 1 card. Here he comes. They can't protect him next time, though, if I do draw another removal spell. We draw a land, and a land. Alright. Good stuff. So we get 5 3/3s, they get 1 3/3 and have a 7/7. That's not good enough just yet. Keep going. And now they get to protect Nezahal again, but they go down on cards, which is better for us, because of Awaken the Erstwhile. Land, come on now. Please. Don't be like this. Drawing all the cards in the world, but they're all lands. Duress, that's a good one. Okay, well, I think it's time to Duress them, see what they're working with. They get to draw a card. We'll take the counter spell and then we'll Awaken the Erstwhile, I think. And we'll start swinging. I think that's our best hope here. Yep, there's the Sabotage. Keeps whatever cards they've got in hand. For now. Awaken. Draw a card up to 4, so they get 4 2/2s. Wow. Rude. They just brought in literally every single counterspell in the format. Devious Cover-Ups, Negates, Absorbs, Sinister Sabotages. My opponent is really fun. Let's search for Ascanta. Yeah. We haven't seen Kaya yet. We're going to die next turn if Nezahal lives. We've got 2 draws here, and I bet they're going to be lands. Imagine if any of these cards were good. Duress is fine. Inquisition is great. So, Duress. They get to draw a card, but we get to take a counter out of them at least. This is our best hope. Mortify Kaya's Wrath, Kaya. Right, we'll take Kaya. And then we have to deal with Nezahal. It's the best way to do that. I guess it's just go get her other Awaken the Erstwhile. And hopefully threat our opponent out of this. I think it is. Gotta go to the sideboard for that. They get a spare card, which could be a counterspell. Lucky them, it looks like it is. Oh no, it isn't. Alright. Lich's Mastery does stuff. Ixalan's Binding doesn't do anything. Axis of Mortality has us die too quickly. We could settle them, but they're going to see an extra card, including their top deck. Could just be Kaya's Wrath, because we've gotten rid of Kaya. No, they can flicker in response to that as well. I think it's Awaken the Erstwhile. Awaken. They get a card. We get to discard all of ours, so we're pretty even in terms of zombies, but ours are 3/3s and theirs are 2/2s. And we're drawing an extra card every single turn from the Immortal Sun. I think this is the best opportunity we have. 15 to 17. Dumps Thought Erasure and flips Azcanta. So they got 1 new card and they get to dig with Azcanta to go find another one. A board wipe's not that great for them. A negate is really good for them. Okay. Kill you, kill you, kill you, kill you. 3, 6, 9, 12. Alright. Land. Jesus Christ. Please stop. Vraska's Contempt. Okay. We're not going to swing in with everything, because if they have Settle the Wreckage, we're in trouble. That being said, we never showed them this win con properly before, so maybe they don't have it. Yeah, let's commit and have 2 back just in case of a removal spell, because we know we can't kill this zombie with Vraska's Contempt. Take them to 15. Pass the turn. There's Chemisters. Yeah. Thought Erasure. Vraska's Contempt your zombie. They negate, and then they get to see nothing in our hand. $11 cards left to our 13. We're ahead, but we are going to fall behind because of Immortal Sun, but we do have Lich's Mastery to prevent that. Kaya, yeah, okay. Kaya can minus and kill a token, which would have been the death of us had we swung in with too many extras. Oh, we actually have the Immortal Sun, so never mind. It doesn't do anything. Ooh, Fall of Thran. Yep, Fall of Thran resolves. They can't do anything. We swing with everything and we win. As for control, get wrecked. Yeah, so this is kind of a combo list that does well against control. It's kind of fun. It does it in a very interesting way, which you might not expect, but yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed this one. If you have, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe for some more content like this in the future. We'll be back tomorrow with a brand new deck. I'm trying to rotate the weekly series this time around and see what you guys think about it. If we do like one episode of a weekly series, then a new deck, one episode of a weekly series, new deck, you know, get a little bit of variety. For those who maybe don't like these weekly series, then you still have something to look forward to midway through the week rather than just towards the end of the week when the weekly series ends. Let me know what you think about that plan down below. Let me know what you think of this deck. And yeah, thanks very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.